On Thursday, October 27th, Monroe County Airport played host to the Salute to Veterans Weekend in partnership with the EAA. Even the first really cold day of this fall was not enough to deter an amazing turnout, which included 31 proud World War II veterans. These individuals, spanning all branches of the services, were here to be honoured, meet old friends and share stories of times long ago when our country and the entire world was in peril. Once things had settled down, the veterans formally introduced themselves.
Julius Washburn, 1st Armored Division, 13th Regiment, Fort Douglas, Kentucky.
Robert Johnson, U.S. Navy, World War II, South Pacific.
What I didn't tell you is he was on the atom bomb test.
Oh.
Yes.
I'm Jim Sisko. I was with the 10th Mountain Division all through Europe, Italy, World War II.
Clyde Fox, I quit IU in 41 to join service. My dad wouldn't let me join until September 42. I was in the Navy.
Go ahead.
I'm Harold Crockett. I was ball turret gunner on a B-17 in 1943, North Africa with 56 missions.
I'm just another Air Force person. 8th Air Force, 100th Bomb Group.
I'm Lee Hutchinson, B-17 radio operator. So 20 missions over Europe, and I'm here to tell you about it.
I'm his spokesman. This is Ike Wright from Bloomington, Indiana. Bailed out of a flaming B-17 over Germany. Spent a couple of years with the Germans, and he got him home, and he celebrated his 90th birthday the other day.
A special guest at the event was one of the few remaining operational B-17 Flying Fortresses, the aluminum overcast. Although this aircraft itself didn't actually see combat, it stands as a stark reminder to all of one of the legends of the mighty 8th Air Force.
The challenges that you went through to keep our country free. And those people that volunteer to be in uniform today have one goal in mind, and that's to keep our nation free.
Okay, my name is Dan Bolin. I live in Memphis, Tennessee, and my compadre, Rick Fernald, from Seattle.
It's amazing. This airplane has touched literally millions of Americans in some way.
Yeah.
Their mom worked on it in the factory, or their dad did, or they flew it, or they were a gunner, or a maintenance person.
Their grandfathers or their great-grandfathers will bring them out and let them see what they did during the war, because they were young people. You know, they were 18 to 23 years old, the air crews back then, and not much older than teenagers when they were being shot at. There are 15 left in the world. They built 12,731, and there's 15 flyable B-17s in the world.
As a media crew, we were lucky enough to take a short flight in the B-17 and catch a glimpse of what bomber crews had to cope with in terms of cramped conditions. It also gave us a chance to reflect on many things that were not visible to us, that these brave men had to endure. The noise of blaring machine gun fire, being under attack from enemy fighters and flak, having to use oxygen for high altitude flights, and above all, fear that they may not come back.
Oh, these days airplanes are a lot easier. Yeah, it's kind of a physical thing here. I mean, it takes a lot of pressure, control pressure.
We're trying to educate the public what young men did 60-something years ago for them and the reason they have their freedom today. And that's what we did. And we want to honor them by doing that, allowing them to fly again on their airplane. Because if it wasn't for those guys, we wouldn't be here.
What strikes you most is how little room there is within the aircraft. The gangway over the bomb doors between the main aircraft body and the cockpit was extremely narrow and difficult to traverse, even in our smooth flight at just 1,200 feet. When you think that 10 men would have been fighting in this bare-boned aircraft, it really brings home some of the hardships that were faced back then.